Hey, this is Chris from UI8 here to show you how to use our new Apple Watch presentation template for After Effects. If you open up the folder, you'll notice there's a links folder which has some preset screens that we threw together. And there's a source folder with all the renders for the watches. This is basically all the backup source files for the template that you don't even really need to touch. So go ahead and go back to the main folder, open up mockup.aep. Okay, so once you're in After Effects, you'll be presented with the final comp, which is basically a looping composition with four different UI screens, four different watch views. The first one is this front-on view, and then it changes to kind of a sideways view with a different UI screen, and then a diagonal kind of three-quarter view, and then another diagonal view. And these are all, they fade in and rotate over the course of about 3 seconds, and then it transitions to another one. And so the last one is the first, which gives you an opening frame that is solid instead of like a black screen that has to fade in. So this will loop repeatedly over the course of about 10 or 12 seconds. So the first thing to start using this is to change the watch color. Pick what color watch you want to use. In the file, it starts out as black. Then we can also pick blue, green, red, white, or chrome. So let's go ahead and pick blue, my favorite color. Okay, so now you see we have a blue watch everywhere. Next thing to do is pick your screens. These are all set up really easily. Screen source 1, screen source 2, source 3, and source 4. Basically, you just put your images in here and they'll show up on the comps as they should. All right, so now we need some screens to actually replace these and import our own designs. I'm going to go ahead and use our Apple Watch UI kit that we just released. I opened up the Sketch version, which is available to UI8 Ultimate Pass subscribers. The nice thing about this is it's all vector, which really comes in handy for things like this, because this presentation file, if you look at it, these screens are actually like 1500 pixels wide by 1800. They're pretty large because of the resolution needed to make like a crisp image on the presentation itself. So let's look at the actual dimensions, 1500 by 1875. So if we go back into Sketch, let's pick out a few screens. I kind of like this, hockey. Maybe even the Blackhawks. I'll pick that one. Sports News 4. Let's make this exportable. And let's call it 1500 wide. What this will do in Sketch is it'll export it in an image that's that wide and of course scale it appropriately. So let's export that. And let's see what else. How about this calendar one? Seems to be something I wouldn't need to use. Let's see, hobbies. I like hobbies. Let's do this kind of music detection app. And let's do a photo app. Okay, so now we go back to After Effects, double click here, and import our screens. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in a group here, in a folder. Call it imports. And now, the easiest way to replace these screens is just select what you want to replace here, and then hold down Option, and then drag it over. And it'll just replace it and make it take the same space. So we'll do that to the other four. Okay, so now if we look at the final comp, we should see our screens have very conveniently taken over from what was there before. Now to render it, we actually already have a render queue set up. So you can duplicate this and save it as whatever you want. We'll save it as the final comp, capital. I think that works. And lossless is always pretty nice. Okay, so now that the render is done, we can go check out our file. Okay, let's check it out. Hit play. You can see, ooh, pretty nice rotation. And, you know, if I had made some sort of UI design and put my own screens in here, I'd be pretty excited to show this off. Okay, so that's if you need an HD comp. But what if you want to export it to Dribbble or something? First thing we'll do is take this final comp, drag it onto the new composition button, and you'll see now we just basically have a duplicate of it, but nested inside of this. So we'll call this one Dribbble, and then right click on the blank area here, pick your composition settings, and set them to 800 by 600. Now you can see this will definitely crop, so select that comp, and if you hold down Command and Shift, you'll scale proportionately towards the center. Go ahead and do that so it fits properly. And now we've got a pretty nice comp here. Now if you do the same thing with this, add to render queue, export it as lossless, we'll save it as Dribbble, and render it. All right, so now that it's rendered, go ahead and switch to Photoshop, and we can drag that Dribbble comp onto Photoshop. Okay, and you'll notice it's a video layer in Photoshop. Go to Save for Web, and pick GIF. And it might take a minute to kind of render it as a set of frames. So once it creates your GIF, you can actually pick different color modes. Perceptual is actually looking pretty good here. You can click play and preview it, and it won't play it as fast as real time, but it's generally a good preview of what it's going to look like. And actually it's kind of nice having it slower because you can really look at the frames. Let's actually make this 50%. I think Dribbble has a maximum upload size of 8 megabytes. One really fun thing about Photoshop is when you change it from, when you change the percentage on Save for Web like this, notice your looping options reset, so we'll have to go to forever again. But this is only 2.8 megs, which is not bad. Save this. All right. Let's check it out. Open it with Safari. All right, well, that's how easy it is to use our Apple Watch presentation template. Hope you guys found the video informative and maybe even learned a couple things about After Effects or Photoshop in the process. If you have any other questions, contact our support and we'll be happy to help out. Enjoy.